It's fine. I get up. Lose focus. Come on, be who I'm gonna stay focused. Opportunities.
Uyazibenga sinqoye kanjani kodwa ngiqala ke ngale jacket ebovu just to open up the show. Sanibona lapha emakhaya and a salute to all my hustlers. Sizikapile, sisulile bafethu. Okunto semqoka ke masohamba ama job interviews. You have to make sure that you're dressed to impress and dressed to the nines to get the 9 to 5. Igama umebelele show and yes I am nice. LISOF and the sources saphume fashioning. Sikhuluma ngempahla, sikhuluma ngefashion bafethu. Clearly sinilethela ke umkhakha we fashion designing samba na hustler lethu uBalki. Intokazi eqhamuka eCameroon bafethu yahambela eLondon, yahambela eCape Town, yahambela eNairobi, manje ke isisejozi. Uthi yena ke ifashion designing it's in her genes. And I'm not talking about denim. I'm talking about DNA. So I guess I'm checking bafethu. Like we are in the store checking out the price tags and the fashion labels. I think I'm gonna change this jacket.
Telling me back in English that I need to go back to where I'm from, that I'm not really welcome in this country. I felt like she was against me. But like my mom says, don't accuse somebody until you're sure. Hi, I'm Balki Yaheda. I'm a free-spirited artist who traveled the world trying to make an impact through fabric. I hope I leave a mark. This is my life. Come with me. I was born in Cameroon. I moved with my family when I was 5 years old, away from Cameroon to London, and we lived there for 2 years. I went back to Cameroon for 2 years, and I think I first thought it was the worst thing in my life, but I think that was the best thing that would have ever happened to me, because I was almost losing who I was. But I started to understand where I'm come from and my background and why I am the way I am, because obviously I changed at that time. So moving back to Cameroon and being 15 years old, I became a woman. I was becoming a woman. I was already almost in my mid-teenage years. I had to learn how to separate my emotions and my desires, because the love is not real. What we show out there is not really what people showed us in reality. So you have to sometimes be obligated to submit to what they say. So you have to, what I've learned was just to shut that side of me, just so I could just please them and please my parents, because at the end of the day, you don't live for you. You actually live for the name of your parents. And that's the name that you need to put out there. So if you shame yourself, you shame your whole family.
And my uncle had this brilliant idea to put us in a public school so that we could actually experience what it is to be a normal child in Cameroon. The first few months were not easy. We had to take public transport, had to wear a uniform, get to class with, I think in my class there were about almost 70 people. So at the beginning it was a bit difficult, but eventually we managed to blend in. And I think that actually did a lot for us. It's made us who we are today.
I moved to South Africa for the first time in 2002. At the airport, I was approached by a group of 4 Black South Africans. I was quite happy to actually meet some people that are Black and from South Africa, because everyone else that I had met before were white. And they were speaking to me, if I'm not mistaken, in Zulu. I didn't get it, so I just told them, sorry, I don't understand what you're telling me. And they kind of got offended by that. All I remember hearing was, "Makwere kwere," and telling me back in English that I need to go back to where I'm from, that I'm not really welcome in this country. So I was spoken down to. My dad found me in tears, and all I wanted to do was leave. I was like, I don't know how you live in this country, but I don't want to be here. I haven't been here for an hour yet. And he just told me not everyone's like that. So obviously I stayed. I was in search of a job that I would feel more comfortable in. At the same time, I had to look for a new place to stay. I found this one-bedroom with its in-suite toilet dream, and it was affordable, and so I went straight for it. And when I went to visit it, it seems like the landlord was a designer, a fashion designer, which was quite nice because I haven't met a fashion designer that obviously owns so much. So I got to see, and she introduced me to different designers as well. Get to her store, and I'm down to working for her, so I started working for Sheree Bakosh, in mind knowing that I was planning to become a fashion designer. I honestly believe that Sheree is my tutor. Even though it was not the relationship we started with, but she was definitely my tutor because thanks to her, I learned how to do patterns. Thanks to her, I learned how to do different designs. So I told her that I was planning a fashion show. Her facial expression was not the kindest. She didn't reply back to me, but I know that the next morning when I came, she sat me down and she wanted to speak about that fashion show I'm planning. 2 weeks before my fashion show, she comes to me and tells me she's having a fashion show and it's the day before mine. I felt like she was against me, but like my mom says, don't accuse somebody until you're sure. So I had my benefit of doubt, but deep inside me, I was like, this woman is against me, but it's okay, maybe you'll push me to work harder. As much as she pulled me back to be there for her, she made me stronger for myself. So my birthday was the 21st. I resigned on the 22nd because I already knew it was time for me to go because it was a competitive world and she didn't feel comfortable with me being a fashion designer and her being a fashion designer, and it was only fair for me to leave. Having started a brand, now I'm running my own business called Zaimba and Baldena, which brings me back home. It took me a while to get that name because I wanted to find something that relates more to where I was from and who I am. So Zaimba and Baldena means, it's actually the names of my grandfathers, both of my grandfathers. We are Fulanis, like we said. Family shows people love, but deep inside there's no love. Zaimba's side and Baldena's side were never really connected. So I wanted something that could hold both families together. So I was looking for a college that could supply with me classes, where I could actually attend classes, but still do it part-time. So if I'm not there, it's still okay. And the only thing online that they had in South Africa was LISOF. At graduation night, LISOF approached me because they want to assess my ability to be part of this denim project with Edgar's. It's an upcycling project, which is very exciting for me because that makes me feel like I'm finally being part of changing the world. I have no idea what more they need from me, but I'm going for an interview tomorrow, and I hope I have what it takes.
Tomorrow she's going for an interview at LISOF, and I am hoping they choose her because she is this bubbly person that would actually make the Edgar's project work.
Hopefully, if I do get this job to work with LISOF, it will definitely open me up to the world, teach me a lot more than what I actually have learned there because I've only done the higher certificate. I'll be working with denim, which I've never done that before. And I mean, I can't wait till I destroy a pair of pants because I've never had the opportunity to. And I think working for LISOF and Edgar's would be a very good platform to showcase to the world that I have the ability to work with different types of fabrics and I can do something out of nothing. Durban July was a good take, and I do definitely think that there are circumstances. Hi guys, I just arrived at LISOF for my interview. I'm a bit nervous, but very excited. I can't wait to see how it goes.
Hi Balki, I'm Ayanda Shabalala, one of the commercial lecturers here at LISOF, and it's such a pleasure to actually be interviewing you for our denim re-engineered project, so welcome.
Thank you very much, Ayanda.
Okay, Balki, so just to give you a brief history about LISOF as an institution, as a foundation, where we come from, I'm sure you do know that LISOF has been in existence for about 25 years now. We started predominantly as a fashion retail academy, but over the years we are transitioning into more the business of fashion side. So we are still predominantly fashion design, but over the years we've introduced various courses such as business management, even with the new BCom in fashion that has come about. So great things are happening in the fashion industry. We are really trying to give the market more people like you who are not only fashion designers, but great business people. So Balki, I'm just going to ask you a few questions just to get to know you a little bit better.
Sure.
So tell me, what actually started off this interest in sustainable fashion re-engineering?
Well, I'm very interested in sustainability throughout the world, and because I am a fashion designer, when I heard about this denim sustainable fashion engineering, I got very excited, and that made me feel like it's taking me towards what my dreams really want me to become. And I don't know where I'm going to end up, but at least I'm starting somewhere, and if I'm not just going to make fabric to ruin the world, at least I can use it again to make something new. So I can't wait to see what it is that actually I could do out of normal denim that's already existing.
Yeah. Okay, so Balki, just tell me a little bit more about yourself, who you are as an individual, what are your interests and things of sort.
Well, this past few years I have been studying at LISOF, very dedicated, and you can ask a few lecturers. I would stay after hours, and I'm really trying to get the most I can out of it, and always willing to learn. So whatever it is that you give me, I will always take a step further. I have I would say, a good personality. I won't tell you too much about my personality until you figure it out on your own. Yeah, so yeah, that's a little brief about me.
Well, you seem like an interesting person, but now just getting more towards the academic side. You studied the higher certificate in fashion. Tell me about your journey in the higher certificate. Any challenges, any accomplishments? How was that for you?
It was a bit challenging as I had a full-time job in the meantime, at the same time. Well, having to come every evening and every Saturday, I had to sacrifice most of my time on it. But it taught me a lot how to get my sewing cleaner, and I learned a lot about buying and merchandising, trend analysis, of visual merchandising. There was a whole lot about fashion I was not aware of. I did make clothing before, but once I studied this high certificate, it got me more interested and gave me more direction in where in fashion I would like to be.
I think what we find now is that most fashion designers are all about the fashion, but not really business orientated. So we've seen a lot of fashion designers not really making money, but these amazing garments. So what do you think, why do you think rather it's important not only to be a good designer, but also be a good business person?
It's true, we don't make a lot of money as designers because we always mostly focus on the design aspect. And when you bring the business aspect into it, it gets it a bit complicated because you can't really balance both of it. As me personally, I can't do both. I'll have somebody to help me to do my business, and I'll have to focus on the design.
So Balki, I want to know from you if there ever was a situation where you were under extreme pressure, you had to deliver to a client, you had to meet deadlines, and if there was, how did you actually handle that? How did you maneuver that?
Firstly, it had to come down to the design. So I recently did some stuff for Durban July, and these customers will come to you either 2 weeks ahead or 2 days before. Yes. So the ones that do come much closer to the due date gave me a lot of pressure. So I had to stop them on their design choices to a point where I need to deliver, obviously, a good garment. So to deliver a good garment, I need a bit of time. And if it's too complicated, it won't be good enough. So we had to compromise on the design. Doesn't mean it was not bad, but we ended up obviously balancing those two, and it turned out well. It was a bit pressurizing. Sorry, it was a bit pressurizing. So I would say every day you learn. Whenever you use a different fabric, you always get pressurized, and you always learn within the works. So I would say it's always new to me. I like challenges. So it's just bring it on, then I'll know what to do at that moment. I can't think about it before. But Durban July was a good take, and I do definitely think that there are circumstances.
As you already know, we have 3 tasks that have been allocated to you throughout the day. A mentor has been assigned that will obviously facilitate you throughout the entire project and give you guidance. So at the end of the day, I will come back and check on you, check on how well you did the 3 tasks, and then we'll resume with our interview and see whether you make the cut or not, okay? I wish you all the best, Balki. Thank you.
Balki we hatile interview ena. Chisahallo ya hae e a bonahala ene o supile le dintlha tse a ithutileng tsona. Ho ba fashion designer sa pele o hloka chisahallo, leihlo la fashion. O tlameha ho bana le di-ideas tse di reng wena. Ha ekaba o nahana hore o ka se etsa seo, then fashion kapa clothing designer e ka ba career ya hao. Di dingata dibaka tse ile hore o ka ithutela sena. Mane ko di-FET collegeng, University of Technology, di-public institution le tsona tsa private tse tshwanang le LISOF. Bana le di-BCom degree, bana le di-diploma le di-higher certificate. Wena o hloka national senior certificate kapa vocational certificate, NQF level 4 le yona ba ya idumela. Ha ona le dilemo di le 23 o ka phomella kapa ona le yona experience. Mahaslas hopola hore ho netefatsa ho bana le bokamoso bo kganyang o tlameha ho designer wena.
Hi, I'm Kaylee Jane and I work at LISOF. I am project managing our collaboration with a big retailer in which we're talking about sustainability, in particular with denim. Today I'm going to be mentoring Balki through her 3 different challenges, which we're really excited about. My background personally is in events and mentoring young designers. I was head of Fast Track, which was a department at African Fashion International, where we kind of mentored, groomed and looked after the next generation of talent. I run my own fashion label, which is Kaylee Jane, and I'm very excited to see what Balki creates today. Is that something you'd be interested in adding to your garments?
No.
No?
It's not me at all.
So I'm feeling the blue, now I'm feeling kind of cool. So yile bafethu abanye bathi ukoting, abanye bathi indwango, abanye bathi iJewish, abanye bathi isdwadle bafethu. Thina sithi imfashion njengoba ke sinilethele umkhakha we-fashion designing sama nehasa lethu uBalki bafethu. Ozohamba lapha ke ayozama ke ukusebenzisa ama recycled materials bafethu ukwenza a range of denim khona lapha for Edgar's nesikolo sakhe sakudala ke iLISOF bafethu. But ifashion ibuzwa kuyi, istyle sibuzwa kuyi. Ngabe ke iword jumble ibuzwa kubobani njengoba ke shange wejambu lethu yakule viki. Ngoba ngiyazi ke izonibamba inshobanise awuthi ke ngini-ayine bafethu nginikeze ke amahlu amathathu which are your letters S, A and E. Uma uyazi impendulo ngena lapha ku Twitter na ku Facebook ufaka eyakho impendulo. But right now let's hope our girl is in the mood for itask yakhe yokuqala njengoba kazohamba lapha ayoshaya i-mood board. But I'm not in the mood of this. It's kind of boring.
Task 1 is a mood board. What I'm looking for in this mood board is that you come up with an original design, that you focus on the details, trimmings and finishings. We need to see your inspiration and where you're pulling that from in trends with a focus in sustainability, because that's the whole project, and your overall execution of the mood board. And Balki, you have 20 minutes to complete this task.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so task 1, you can take a seat.
Thank you.
This is where you're going to do the mood board.
Good.
I can see you've got all your denim bits out. You're basically going to come up with an original denim design,
Okay.
keeping in mind that you're going to be using old product, and have fun.
Cool, thank you.
Cool.
So now I'm just gonna sketch a bit of an idea of what it is that I'm gonna make, not considering that it's existing products yet.
So now, when you studied, you did creative design. Was this an aspect you enjoyed, doing the
Yes,
sketching?
I did. It was very
and-
calming.
Good.
Very calming. So that I enjoyed.
Good. We're starting off with a calm task.
Exactly. So that was
Oh, I love the sleeve detail.
Studying in Cameroon was a shock because my parents did not move with us and I lived with my cousin and her husband. They were not as nice to me as they used to be when we visited during the holidays. So they just put us into any school, which was a public school. I had never been into a public school before. As I walked into the school, they were singing the national anthem, which I had no idea even what the rhythm was. And then we walk into the classroom and there were 70 students of all ages. Some were 7 years older than me. I think I was one of the youngest at the time, and it was too much.
So I know that you're interested in design and drawing. Are there any designers that you kind of aspire to or that you follow, that you're interested in?
I don't really follow any designers, but I do check out some of their stuff online just for inspiration.
Okay.
Nobody specific. No, nobody specific.
With regards to like international and local, or you just like to look
I try to see local, but I've noticed that local does tend to become quite international.
Okay. Because of the globalization of
Exactly.
fashion?
So, but not really. I don't really follow any designers. But back home, they use a lot of different trimmings.
Okay.
And that's what's exciting. So I try to see how I can incorporate everything together.
All right.
So, yeah, nobody specifically.
I think my mom and my grandmom inspired me to go into fashion. At a very young age, my mom made a lot of my clothes, and I always thought it was just a cool creative way, but it was actually her being economic at the time of having like a growing child.
As a young child, I drew a lot of inspiration from my mom. I knew that I was going to be not a designer, but somebody that worked with anything that was practical. I like practicality, so that kept me going. And I think because she was there and she had that sewing machine, it was the first thing I knew, and that's the first thing I taught myself as well.
Okay, so
let's
what's your next
see.
step?
I might need eyelids here.
Okay.
Just to bring a
Are
bit
you
of
pulling some
detail.
inspiration?
Yeah.
All right, so from these images that you've researched,
So these are my images. I think this will be very close to my eyelid idea.
okay,
So I'm definitely gonna stick to that.
so that's where you're pulling inspiration from.
There we go.
Okay. Currently, a major trend that I think we can see in most retailers is patches and fun little aspects to add. Is that something you'd be interested in adding to your garments?
No,
No?
it's not me at all.
I think it is difficult to, give advice to people who are the same age as me. Even though I've been in the industry maybe longer than they have, I am young, but I started working in the industry whilst I was studying. So I started styling, I started working for designers, and I think that's something that gave me a bit of a push up when I went straight out of varsity into the industry is that I'd already gotten all that experience. And I think that's like a thing that I always say to people, no matter how young I might be, you know, you come with a lot of experience. So you're gonna have to start picking up your pace a little bit. We've slowed down since the initial drawing began. Belky, that's the end of task 1. Your mood board is complete. Now we can move on to task 2.
Perfect, let's get into it.
Let's go.
I hope it's good.
Mona re bona gore di-ideas tsa hao o tlameha go kgona go di taka ene pele idea e tla o tlameha go bana le pono ke rata gore Balki wa inahanela ha a latele fela mosebetsi wa bo fashion designer wa o phela wa o hema ke tsela e o shebahalang ka yona kgatlhego ya hao ko meaparong ya batho go kopanya masela le go tla ka di-ideas tse ngata either ke diaparo tse di tenwang ke nna le wena kapa ke tsona tsa di-modelara bo mampudi ba mona South Africa ke bona bo David Tlale le bo Marian Fasler my hustlers hopola gore mosebetsi ke karolo e kgolo ya bophelo ba hao latela passion ya hao tšhelete e tla latela.
It's not gonna fit.
So for task 2, you're going to be creating a garment from previously owned denim. You're going to have to re-engineer it into a unique piece based on the mood board that you completed in task 1. Keep in mind that you do have to come up with some interesting details and trims to make sure that the denim looks unique and that it doesn't look like it could be bought in a store. It has to be a one-of-a-type piece, all right? You have an hour and a half to complete this task.
Whew, okay, cool. Cool, I'm gonna start by unpicking them.
Perfect. Are you gonna directly then cut into the pieces? You're not gonna make a pattern, you're gonna kind of just go with your design and the product?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Perfect.
And I think I'm gonna make use of a mannequin as well, so that it could fit properly.
Great.
Sure. So I'm gonna start unpicking the inside because it's got the double stitch and here it's got a single. So, yeah. So now that I've unpicked that, I want to unpick this pocket to give a bit more detail onto my skirt.
Okay, perfect.
So obviously I want to add some eyelids on it too and do some top stitching and then put it back on. I really like the color that it gives.
Very nice.
It's a nice contrast that I'm probably just gonna move it down.
Okay.
Well, to date, my biggest regret in life is not having studied fashion earlier. If I had studied fashion earlier, I definitely would have probably been somewhere else, but I probably could have done the full-on degree and probably a master's in fashion or something else. Yeah, I definitely regret not having studied earlier. I should have followed my dreams from the time I knew I liked designing. So now I'm just ruffling up some of this denim so I can give it a bit more character.
Okay.
Looks too dead for me.
All right.
And yeah, so that will help
So
it.
basically you're creating like a ripped effect
Exactly.
on the existing product's pocket.
Indeed, that's exactly what I'm...
So this is one of the aspects that I was saying to you when you were doing your mood board, that often with denim, it requires a lot of extra after
It does.
work. Otherwise, it's just flat material. So
it
is
looks
this
boring,
what you're
yeah.
bringing out now?
Definitely. At least it doesn't look like I just decided to cut my jeans at home.
I think the fashion industry is saturated, but I think that's a global problem, not only local. I know that when I came out of varsity, I didn't have the belief system to start a label straight off the bat, and I'm really glad that I didn't, because I went and I interned for other people and I learned things that I wouldn't have learned. And I think a lot of times people need to do that, and you need to realize that just because you study fashion design doesn't mean you have to become a designer. You can go into so many other aspects, and by interning and working in the industry itself, you can maybe find something that's a better fit. There's not only one career path in fashion.
Now I'm going to move forward to go attach my pockets.
Perfect.
Sure.
Let's do that.
Let's do that. When I'm making a garment, I don't really have an emotional attachment to the garment itself, but mostly to the reason why I'm making the garment. So from the beginning, when I'm consulting the clients, that's where I started getting attached and trying to understand why is this client wanting what they want. And we get a bit personal, especially when I speak about their body form and how I uplift their feelings and their emotions. So in that way, maybe that's the only emotional attachment I would have with my clients.
Belky, you just finished top stitching your skirt. What we've done is pre-cut and pre-sewn aspects of your shirt design. This part of your task is to test your hand stitching ability, and you're going to stitch one of your sleeve pieces to the rest of your sleeve.
Perfect. Okay. Eyesight skill, they don't teach you that, oh. There we go.
Perfect. So at varsity, from first year to third year, we have a LISOF fashion show, and if you worked hard enough, you could get into the show. So my very first fashion show experience came in that form, but I later then created capsule collections that went onto the runway for Fashion Week. That was amazing. It's a lot of hard work, and I think that people only see a couple minutes of that and they don't realize the months of work that went behind it. Have you ever made a garment that you weren't happy with or pleased with and you didn't want to claim it as your own?
Definitely, there's a garment I've done before that I was not happy with. Putting my name on it, I would still put my name on it, but I was not going to give it to my clients.
Okay.
Yes, so luckily the client did not have to take it to any specific event. It was a pressurized client and she just wanted a dress. So I just told her I might as well just make another dress because I was not really happy with what came out. Okay. But something to put my name on that I would not be proud of would be garments that are very revealing. Because I am from a background that's quite conservative. And I do dress conservative now compared to when I was much younger. But I don't want to create anything that's too skimpy or anything like that. So now I'm done.
Make sure that it's tight so that it doesn't break.
Go. How amazing was that?
Perfect.
Learn from LISOF. There we go.
All right, so you're done with your hand stitching. Your next part of the task is to dress the mannequin.
Perfect, let's do this. It's not gonna fit.
So we're gonna have to see what this looks like live on your model.
Mona re bona tshebediso ya matsogo le bo creative ha o bopa seaparo sa hao. Sengwe le sengwe se kgolo se na le mehato e menyenyane hore nna le wena re kgone go se finyella. Hore o qale lekaleng lena, qala ka o designer le go ithukela diaparo tse e leng tsa hao. Sheba di fashion trends ko di magazineng le ko di shopong. Batla part-time job ko shopong ya diaparo kapa ko factory. Fashion ke tsela ya go phela le go apara. Di design training tsa teng ke tsona tse tla o beyang tulong e betere hore le wena o kgone go compete sebakeng sena. Mahaslas katlego ke mesebetsi kaofela e o e phethang tsatsi le tsatsi. Ha ile thaba o tla itlosa empa pele o tlameha go ithuta go tlosa majwe.
Sengishintshe kathathu kodwa ke umbala black is always clean, straight and effortless. Okuyinada clue bafethu nginikeza yona, but ngiyazi bafethu iwejambulisa enhlele entameni njenge-Paula next, so awuthi nginikeze another clue which is another E. Uma uyazi impendulo ungena lapha na ku-Twitter na ku-Facebook. Uma sibuya emva kwekhefu intokazi yethu bafethu means business, like business strategy ku-task yakhe yokugcina lapha emakhaya. Thathani ikhefu. I'm feeling like an wardrobe change. Wardrobe.
So now I'm going to add the binding on the shoe.
Sorry, Balhi, look at that shoe. No binding there.
Oh, you're right. You see, that's terrible even.
And now for your final task, task 3, you're going to create an accessory that complements the garment that you've made. We're focusing on a fun, upbeat, using recycled denim shoe. And from there, you're going to do a photo shoot. And we're going to get to see your vision come to life. And just keep in mind your market and make sure that your photo shoot is fun and showcases your talent along with the amazing piece that you've created.
Yes, let's get it in. I'm going to make a shoe with some ruffles.
Okay.
And probably different patches.
Okay.
And print on some stuff. And yeah, let's see what it gives.
Sounds good. I can't wait to see. So what made you decide to go into the higher certificate as opposed to either studying like the diploma or the degree?
Because I had a full-time job at the time and I just needed something that would help me further my knowledge.
Well, I think that it's amazing that there's those options available.
Exactly, and the fact that I could do it in the evenings, which you can't really do it anymore, and that really worked with me.
Okay.
I mean, after work, I directly came here and I had to do what I had to do. Hasn't been an easy road as everybody thinks when they meet me and I say I'm a fashion designer and they think, oh wow, and I'm just like, oh, if you only knew. I mean, today you make money, tomorrow you don't. I only made money if I really wanted to make money, and I'm not really into marketing, so I made much less than what I could have made. So now I'm going to add the binding on the shoe.
Okay. Sorry, Balhi, look at that shoe. No binding there.
Oh, you're right. You see, that's terrible even. It's here. I did feel a bit of pressure, especially while making the shoe. I didn't want to move away from it as such, but I just wanted to have more of an overall idea before I eventually started that shoe, because it was only 20 minutes that I had, and these 20 minutes is not enough for someone to actually make a shoe. And we're someone that has never made a shoe before. It could just be a copy and paste, but still, you need a bit more craftiness into it.
I think a lot of the times people who are studying, they either have too much self-confidence and they think that they're amazing, or they don't have enough self-confidence. I think the struggle in being a designer is to listen to your own voice. You know, a lot of the times you're listening to what your lecturers are saying, or you're undermining yourself. It's a very fine line to grasp what people are telling you at university and to apply it once you get out.
So now, last lace, and I think I'm done.
Perfect.
Yay, I hope it fits the model well.
Yes, well, you've finished the one step of your task, and now it's on to see you style your garment.
Yes, there we go. So I just want a bit of movement by the sleeve, you know, since it's a nice wavy sleeve. Okay. A bit of the ruffles, so we can see a bit of the eyelids here as well, which can give. And the shoe.
Close-up detail of what's happening.
Yeah, close-up details of everything there. Obviously the shoe, as you can see, even the tongue is different on one and the other. One close-up detail of that. Okay. The ruffles on her shoulder. I think that would be nice. Maybe not her bra.
Just push the strap down.
Let's just do this.
There we go. That way it won't pop up.
Perfect.
Okay.
You ready, Krista? Cool.
The key things I have taken from all the places I've been to is not to be as negative as the people that, well, no, how do I phrase that? So basically, I'm trying to say that in those places, obviously I've met a lot of people that are very negative. And what I've learned from that is not to take that with me, so basically.
All right, Belki, so that's the end of this task, and we'll find out from Ayanda how your judging score went.
Great, thank you so much, guys.
Balki.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Thank you, thank you.
So how was that?
Oh, it was challenging, but it was
Really?
so much fun. Yeah.
We really pushed you to the limit, didn't we?
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
Okay. So, out of these 3 comprehensive tasks, Balki, which one was more challenging?
Oh, challenging, I would say more fun, but I would say cutting through these denims was a bit scary. But once I got into it, I finally knew what it is I wanted to get in to make. But I would say not too challenging. I had more fun than it is.
Is there any particular reason, Balki, that you feel that you deserve this position? So why should I give you this position?
Well, the way you can see the garments I created, and I work very well in team, and I don't know, I can't find damn. I lost my train of thought again. Well, I managed to do all the 3 tasks in a timely manner, and I did give, I would say my product was quite a good product in the time frame that I was given in. Yeah, my mood board as well, I gave quite a lot of information before I started. I would say I will be a good team member to have.
So before we proceed, are there any questions from your side? Is there anything that you'd like to clear up?
So I just wanted to know if how many hours in the week you will need me for on this project, and if it's going to be every day, including weekends or not. And once I get into it, if I'm going to grow within LISOF, and I don't know, I can't wait to hear more about it.
Okay. Well, I mean, your standard basic working hours will be an 8-hour day, Monday to Friday, and determined by how your contract is structured. You might be required to come in on weekends and just give us that extra push, but obviously that will be deliberated with the HR manager should you become successful. And yeah, so in terms of growth and opportunity, I think basically the world is your oyster, Balki. Once you are in the door, it is up to you. LISOF will give you everything that you need to actually go out there and make a phenomenal designer. So I've had a chat with Kaylee, we've seen what you've done throughout the day. You know, it wasn't easy, it was quite tough, but we have reached the final decisions. There were some flaws here and there, but I mean, that's something that we can work on. So with all of that being said, us as LISOF, as well as Edgar's, we would actually love to take you on as a designer in our denim re-engineered / upcycling project. So yeah, we'll have all the details communicated with you with HR, and we are so happy to have you on board.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Great. Well done. You did an amazing job.
Hi guys, so I just got the job. I'm so excited. But you know what it is? It's just the beginning of a new stage. Like they say, press up, push up, panda to the hustlers out there.
Well done, Balki. Ka wena re bone gore ka mehato e menyenyane e ho isang tsela e nepileng e ya fetoga ebe mehato e meholo ya bophelo ba hao. Potso ya rona ya beke ena, our hustler ore o ne a ile interview a dumela gore o thotse mosebetsi empa ka maswabi ha a thola mosebetsi o batla go tseba gore ana bothata ke eng. Ha e ka ba ha wa nkuwe for mosebetsi, founela mohiri wa hao ka boikokobetso o botse gore ana lebaka ke eng kapa ke eng se wena o tlhokang gore o se etse gore ka osane o tsebe go phomella. Mabaka a mangata e ka ba phoso e le ya hao kapa mabaka a tswang go mohiri. Wena tswela pele o be botle ba hao pele hobane ka le leng la matsatsi se leng sa hao se tla buleha. Ha e ka ba hona le ho sa utlwang, hopola o checkela Facebook kapa yona website ya rona. Romela ya hao potso.
Ow! I feel good. Da 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 da. I knew that I would now. I feel good, Bafethu. When I get leg gay, tired, Bafethu. But someone who's also feeling good, Bafethu. We are now get Bafethu. Indoors is coming. She has fashion sense, but right now, from one to our viewers, Lapamakai have common sense. Chabaga near the impendu lokona lapana kuwa jumbo. Kama got the cell phone Bafethu. Seamless. You want to must humble smooth. Now make it out in humble smooth and don't zankin tambum pumeganje. You take a time on lapana go Twitter, Facebook, and also on YouTube. You're telling you don't look down, look up and stay up and turn your ups and downs into ups and ups.